Mick fixes junk. It's for the games.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Mick Fixes Junk. So today we're going to be doing a teardown of a Yoto Mini. So this is a device that's been recalled by the manufacturer, and we'll get into why that is. I've actually torn down this device already, and so it's really going to be a re-tear down, but it'll mean a little bit less need for watching a whole ton of unscrewing things. I'll just tell you what the hard parts are. So yeah, this is a Yoto Mini. It has been recalled, and the reason it's been recalled is because there is some sort of overheating issue. Now, when we talk about the overheating issue, they sent out um, this notice, and effectively you can go and you can get a new cable to charge your Yoto Mini, which will stop this from working, or stop this from burning, or from the battery burning up. Apparently, it hasn't happened to a lot of devices. Very few devices have actually had this. They said it's like six of these were in the US, so 7 in total, one in the UK, out of 340,000 Yoto Minis. So quite a low percentage. And they're saying that it's the battery. And to resolve it, you have got to send in here for a cable, which I did, but frankly, I and my wife just don't use it now. We have another one. We have the larger one, and so hopefully that's fine. So um, we didn't touch it. So we're not using this anymore. And because of that, and because I mess around with electronics, I was like, hey, I'll tear this thing down, um, and let's have a look and see, is it repairable? Like, what is the deal with the battery? Can the battery be replaced? And then, I won't need to even use this cable. If I can see the inside of it and I can understand it, then I can feel confident about whether I could just replace the battery in this, and figure out, is it maybe it's the charging circuit is playing a part in it. Who knows? So anyway, well, let's tear it down. Now, before I tear it down, let me just show you a real quick look at what it looks like. So this is a picture of somebody from a Facebook group. So this is from Reddit, but they're reposting something from a Facebook group. Um, and so here's the USB-C connector, and it's all melted. They did say in the release that this is actually fire retardant. So, it didn't go on fire, even though there seems to be quite a bit of heat there. So they obviously went by proper regulations and probably built the thing at a pretty, fire retardant material. So it didn't go on fire, but quite a bit of heat was generated there. And then this is the person in looks like the Yoto community forum from 2023 saying that, saying what happened. So, seems like a good few of these, were, were or a good few people had posted this, or maybe it was actually, I don't know that. Maybe it was just not one person, but certainly more than one of these has had this issue. Okay, so let's stop there and just go back to the teardown. It's my little Bluetooth keyboard. Let's bring this thing in. Okay, so to tear this thing down, here's what you do. First of all, you got to take off the rubber feet, take out these 2 screws. Real simple. You'll probably want if you're going to do this, you'll probably want like a little jeweler screwdriver, maybe like this one. Doop, doop, doop. 2 seconds, it'll be gone. I think I put the screws in here actually. Yeah, they're very small. Then that will basically allow you to sort of just pop the back off. You pop the back off, here's your battery. I've actually taken the thing off there. We can take a look at this under the microscope shortly, and we'll see what brand it is and all that kind of thing. So your battery, now before you actually are to take this off the board, you'll actually have to take this part out. So you'll need a long screw thing here. In you go, and in you go, and those are out. Pretty easy. This is your NFC connector here, so for reading the kiddies cards. Let's put the battery over here. We'll look at all this stuff later. And then you get to this point. Now at this point, you're going to have to take, they're actually really nicely labeled. There's some screws right here. Actually, yeah, they're all labeled here. We'll put this under the scope in a second. Screw here, screw here, screw here. And that will get you sort of, the board actually freed from the from the enclosure. And then you'll want to actually just kind of pry up here like this because it was a little sticky for me. I kind of had to just get it, pry it up like this, pry it up like this. Um, well, actually, probably the reason it was sticky was because I missed a piece. You're going to have to go turn it around here before you do any of that and pull these off. Okay, now these are on pretty tight. You're going to have to get a put some paper if you're going to reassemble this and keep it. Um, put some paper, put something soft here, and then get a pliers and just yank it off. It'll just yank off. You can see there. Look, it's pretty just like held on there by some sort of uh, just by a little bit of pressure applied by these two little fins here. So no big deal. Pull this off. Then you're just into a straight potentiometer then, real easy. You can take this off. You can probably screw these off by hand. I think that's what I did. I might just screw them off by hand. Tip, tip, tip. There go your screws. Cool. Now we can go back to where we were. Pry this open. Now you can see, look, it's all starting to really just pop. Might be a little bit of glue or kind of tackiness here, but it will come out. Eventually it will come out. You just go pop. You've got your speaker here. The speaker will be attached to the board. Just plug it out. There's a little goo on the speakers. It's not very strong. So you can just basically you can pull these out by hand or with a screwdriver, just clip them out. Now, this is interesting. So this is the screen. Now, this popped off because I already had removed it. You do not need to do this. The only reason that I took this up off the board was because I wanted to see what was under it. That's all. And I wasn't, all that. I didn't think I was going to even keep the thing. So what? Where does that go? Oh, yeah, right here. It's actually beside the USB. That's why I took it off, I think. Yeah, I did need to take that off so I could look at the board and examine the the other side of it. So yeah, that's where it goes on, like that. And this is a little tricky. Let's get the scope on and I'll show you what I did here. Okay, scope top right. Okay, so for this particular piece, oh look at that, it's all in focus already. So let's go and look here. So this is your screen, okay? Turn the screen upside down. That housing is just there to put the screen up against the glass. And it's got these little things here, these are melted. You're going to have to actually clip them off. I clipped them off with a small pincers. In fact, this one right here. So I came in and I was like, clip, clip, clip. Oops. I just came in and just clip, clip, clip. Well, let's get the light on there. Yes. Clip, clip, clip. And then you do that on all four of these. There's another one. There's another one right here somewhere. Maybe there's only three. Where did I put it? There's one. Am I lying? Oh, there's two. Three. Four. Okay. That'll pop off, and then that gives you access. You can examine, then I could examine the rest of the board. That's why I took it off. All right, so let's look at things that, if you were servicing this and let's just say the battery is the problem, okay? So let's take a look at the battery. This is a pretty standard 2000 milliamp 3.7 volt lithium battery, manufactured 2021. It looks like October, 5th of October, or it could be 10th of May. But let's say, there we go. So that's you're going to have to peel off the covering actually on the back of the battery before you'll be able to see that, but it is there. There was like a covering there, I think, that I peeled off. It was like that. So yeah, not a difficult device to tear down. If the battery is the issue, they said it was the battery. So if the battery was the issue and you really wanted to salvage this thing, and not use the cable, I guess you could replace the battery. You'd have to find a high quality, not a good manufacturer of 3.7 volt batteries. If I'm going to do that repair. I'll do it in the part 2. So if I'm going to actually repair this and put a high quality 3.7 volt battery in there, I'll do it. And if I do that, we're going to overcharge this thing to the max to make sure that it doesn't, um, so that make sure that it's not going to cause any problems. So I have like MacBook chargers. I have all sorts of USB things that could charge this thing by accident. They said that the battery was charged fully and then it got overcharged. Um, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Do people plug MacBook chargers into these things? Maybe that's like not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. However, the charging circuit should compensate for that kind of stuff, right? This is a standard. This is a USB standard. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that there for 1 second. That is the battery. Okay. Nothing else. No other markings on it. This basically this is the same as uh, the FCC thing that you can get this code from the FCC filing for this device. Okay, nothing really here either on the just some basic um, tiny micro board here on top, which you find on most of these things. Excuse me. All right, okay. Last part of this video then, we want to take a look at the what charging circuit does this have? Or what charging, equipment does this thing have? So this would normally be around the USB-C port. So there's the USB-C port. Let's have a look. What is that? Turn around this way. Where is the USB-C port? Oh, there it is. Okay. So here's the USB. Sorry, I have it backwards, I think. Where's my USB-C port? Wait, dude. There's the USB-C port. Oh, no, here it is, with that little piece of foam on it. So there's USB-C port. That's some sort of voltage regulator, like coiler, inductor, capacitors. All right, what's this? Okay. All right. This is ETA. ETA 6003. Okay, let's go find this. We switch to Firefox. Okay, all right, we're back. So this charging circuit is a maybe a company called ETA. It's a 2.5 amp charging circuit. I just want a quick look at the charging IC specifications just to see what it's supposed to do and how it would have helped the battery, even though they say the battery is the issue, but how would the charging circuit have helped? So when we see that image of that Yoto with the burnt connector, what's actually happening is that the battery is drawing more current, or the circuit is drawing way more current and creating way more heat than it should. Now, there's protection circuits in place to stop that stuff from happening. There should be in this switching charger thermal protections if it gets too hot, um, protections on current. So I just want to see what sort of protections are here, and we'll just take a quick look. Thermal resistance. I'm looking for thermal shutdown. Thermal shutdown. Thermal shutdown occurs at 160 degrees. So you look at that burn on that on that Yoto. That's probably more than 160 degrees. So this IC would have shut down at that point, but the battery is still trying to pull current through into the circuit, and at that point, this IC would have shut down, and so somehow we pulled a lot of current and generated a lot of heat, even though this IC is definitely designed to prevent that. But just because it shut down, it could happen so quickly that there's just no opportunity um, for this to actually stop that. The battery should have its own circuit. So this IC has protections. It has a thermal shutdown. Let's just keep going. There it is. There's the thermal fallback. So uh, as the IC, the charging circuit detects that the temperature is rising, it has its own thermistor. A thermistor is a component for measuring temperature. It's watching the IC is watching the temperature, and as the temperature rises, it starts dropping the current. So it's like, nope, you can't. You got to stop charging. Stop, 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 stop. No, no, no. Now there's no representation of time here of how quickly this occurs. Um, but let's just imagine that the battery shorts, or there's some problem with the battery. It would start battery short. It would start pulling a lot of current. This IC would probably very quickly shut down. But it would have already probably burnt the side of the Yoto. But it is designed to reduce the current as it heats up. Okay, so that is that. Our charging IC has a lot of protections to try and prevent this. I'll put a link to where this to this maybe on the video description. But this is the IC here. Looks to be a correct and good part for stopping the kinds of overcharging that we would not see. Okay, so let's talk about this battery because the battery is what's causing the issues here. So a few ways this battery uh, could have failed in these units. So right here, there is a circuit that's right beside the right at the top of the battery, and it is intended to protect the battery from certain conditions. All right, so we're on the scope with this battery right here, and I have got Exacto. I'm not just going to use this battery again, so we can pretty much rip it. We'll pretty much rip it up. I want to be careful though, so I'm just gonna kind of go slowly here. It'd be interesting if I cut or short something here. Um, that would be hilarious. Which could easily happen. But let me just see here. So I want to just basically get all this Captain tape off. All right, so I'm just going to do it here a little bit off screen. Well, let me put it back to screen so we can see no scope. We'll put it right under the camera here. It's actually easier to do this without the microscope, believe it or not. Just until I get all of the yellow stuff off. Then we'll put it back under the microscope so that we can look at things. Okay, so there's the Captain tape. Nice. Right. With this tape off, it'll just be so much easier to see the board. Okay, so that tape, I can see it's kind of wrapped on and under the terminals. I hope I don't short anything here. This thing will start smoking in my hands. All right, great. All right, there we have the Captain tape off. Let's go back under the microscope and see what kind of a. Be careful here now because that microscope is metal, so I don't want to short anything. Let's just put an insulator between us and that. So I'm just going to put the battery down over here, where obviously it won't short. And then I'll put some of the blue up on the microscope. Some of the blue thing here. And then we'll bring that in. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. We have, we have some circuitry on the battery. Okay, so now we're looking at the board and we have some chips. Okay, so I need to get some of the glue off of this thing. So I'm going to do that in a second. So I'll be able to identify what these chips are. What I'm doing here is I've got my McFix's junk alcohol dispenser, which never works. Gosh darn it. It's so jammed up with gunk, honest to God. It'll eventually work. My lord. Alright, I give up. I'm unscrewing the lid. Oh, I have no patience. Yeah, I need a new one of these. Recommendations in the comments. Okay, so we'll just go over this here. I just want to get that gunk off that chip so I can just read what chip it is. All right. Okay, put the lid back on this. It doesn't work anyway. And then we'll look at these chips. Okay, switch back to the scope. Okay, so yeah, then what do we have? I guess I need some. It would be nice to have some just paper to try this, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Oh, all right. Now we can easily see what these are now, which is cool. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it'll all kind of come together. Now we've got a board identifier here at the bottom as well. So it's possible it's kind of a generic battery, but that board may be identifiable as a board that you can like buy on AliExpress or something. Okay, let's check out this chip, see what it is. So it's an 825A. Where's with Firefox? All right, and let's bring our scope in just so you can and I can see that. All right, let's have a look at this Firefox. Okay, open a new window. 8205A. Oops, 8205A chip. Battery protection. 8205A B series. Battery protection IC for 4 series, 5 series cell pack. What does it do? I mean, we don't really need to go into very much detail here because this chip is protected. And let's see, high accuracy voltage detection circuits, delay circuits. So what that means is that this battery is also protected with its own thing. So the IC, so this device is pretty well protected. What must have happened is that the one of these ICs probably failed. That's my guess, you know. One of these ICs failed, and then that allowed the battery to just draw way more current than it should. And that's what happened. You know, and maybe or maybe it went out of spec or it, you know, partially worked. It's really hard to know. But what this does tell us is that there is protection on the battery as well. Okay. I mean, I kind of was hoping and expecting that, to be honest. Now, let me just add in the second piece, just in case there's a special version of this. Z107281. Let me just bring you to the same. Show results with that. Nothing. Okay. Probably a date code. It could be a date code. I don't know. All right. Keep going, keep going. Application, package, blah, blah, blah. Lots of stuff going on. Okay. Long, 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 long. Yeah. Application circuit. I wonder, is it the exact same though? It's A205 AB series. It is. I mean, just that package didn't look the same, but obviously a battery protection circuit. All right. The other one also battery protection. And what's this here? This is on one of the terminals, and it is was it DW01? Um, DW01, is that it? Yeah, DW01F. Let's have a look at that. DW01F chip. Fortune Semiconductor. This is DW1F-G. Okay, what is that? Lithium-ion battery protection. Okay. Let's say specifically. Oh, right. There's different manufacturers of this chip. Let me just go back here. There's a DW1P SparkFun. Protect lithium-ion battery from damage or degrading the lifetime due to overcharge, over-discharge, and/or overcurrent for one cell, such as cellular phones. Ultra small package. Okay, so there's three chips for battery protection here. So potentially one of these three chips failed. That's one possibility. Another possibility is these chips are all fine and there's an internal short in the battery. At which point I think these chips would also help. But one way or another, something failed in the battery that caused it to draw so much current that it caused that burn on the side of the Yoto. So that's what we're looking at. I think, what's good here is that there's protection all over this circuit. The battery looks to be, some sort of mass-produced generic. I don't think we can look that up. JY7. Let's look it up. JY7 34 352. What is my history? I must have looked it up before. Video for a power. Oh, maybe it's using some other power pack. There's the FCC report. This is the report. That's why it shows up there. This is the actual Yoto Mini. Yeah, Yoto Mini FCC report. So that's why it shows up there. I don't know what this is. Power pack. Does it use this battery somehow? Yeah, it doesn't really. I think this is the false thing. Okay, that's it. So that's the teardown. Battery doesn't look too bad, like this battery is probably, it's generic by the looks of it, which, a lot of these are in a variety of different components or a variety of different devices you buy these days. But it has the requisite protection chips, which is awesome. So, they must have just had some bad luck with these batteries that where some of them had a failure. Uh, which probably means that buying some higher quality battery and putting it back in may help. I don't know that I would recommend that everybody do that though, because it's they've decided to do it with solve the problem with a charging cable. Actually, let's talk about that. Let's talk about this charging cable solution. Um, what? How would the charging cable solve this problem? Okay, so they've given it a charging cable. We can take a look at that. Let's go back to the charging cable. Yoto Mini recall, and we can just take a look at the charging cable. What they've done is they've provided this cable to solve the problem. Now look at this, right? There's something here. There's something here in the middle that is going to try and stop the very small percentage of batteries from doing this. So what would that be, right? Um, so whatever this is here, it's doing one of a few things. It could be limiting the current, so restricting the maximum current delivered to the Yoto, um, making sure that it doesn't overheat. Uh, it could contain voltage regulation circuitry, um, just making sure that what's supplied to the battery and the charging circuit, is within safe limits for the IC. Um, could it have a thermal sensor? If it has a thermal sensor, then it would be like monitoring the temperature and then adjusting the charging current, maybe. Um, it is, I mean, it's the size of the USB connector, so there's probably a few bits and pieces in there. So maybe, um, what else could it be? Is it possible it has a chip that's communicating with the charging circuit? With the IC, was it ETA 6003? Adjusting parameters, maybe. Um, I don't know. I don't know if that might. I mean, they'll probably do whatever it takes to fix this first time around. So that's not what it's not crazy. Um, I it sounds like the way they've described it is that this is going to um, solve the issue. It's just like what are their claims of what this cable will do? Its own embedded microchip that works with software to protect your Yoto Mini by adding several layers of protection to the USB charging system. So probably it is interacting. Yeah, okay. So it's probably interacting with the IC then, I guess, or other parts of the Yoto software and firmware. Protects the battery by dynamically ensuring it does not reach a high state of charge. The cable periodically communicates with the Yoto Mini for optimal charging at a safe level. It protects against over and under voltage. Okay, I guess I could have just read this. Um, caused by faulty wall chargers, and can also cut power in the case of a short circuit caused by, example, liquid or damaged pin inside the USB port, which could cause excess heat and melting on the port and cable. Okay, there's a pretty substantial amount of stuff in there. Um, the thing is, it's it's doing all these things, right? But obviously, the main thing it's trying to do is to stop these faulty batteries probably from overcharging. Even though it's doing all this other extra stuff too. But the number one thing it's trying to do is to stop that battery from drawing so much current, or the circuit from drawing too much current. So yeah, it's the smart cable is supported by a Yoto OS software update that's been already rolled out to all Yoto Mini. So it's like a fairly comprehensive solution. But the thing is that you lose that cable, then what happens? So, um, I mean, and I think that's what users have been saying, and I also feel that way. Not jazzed to just use this and have to make sure that this cable doesn't get plugged in, or make sure another cable doesn't get plugged in. So I think really, if you're saying it's the battery, the only fix is to replace the battery. That's all you can do with a high quality battery. So I may do that in another video. It's not going to be a hey Yoto users, here's how to swap out your battery. I'm going to do it because I know how to do this stuff and I'm comfortable with it. But these batteries can blow up. So I don't recommend people messing with it, and that's probably why they're rolling out a cable because fixing it is um, it is easy to do. You got to peel it off and plug it in and plug it out, but they're not going to recommend that because if you accidentally did something wrong, um, it would not be good. So I may do it, but I think for most people it'll be the USB cable. That'll be the best option, I think. Um, the best thing possible here would be is to would have been better if they had a way to actually make sure that cable couldn't be removed easily. maybe if they had a clamp or something that went over the side of it and actually clamped the cable to the Yoto so that you actually couldn't plug it out of it. That would have been actually cool. Or better, maybe. All right, that's it. I hope this helps educate you as to what's wrong with what may be wrong with this thing, and just generally what's involved in the development of these devices and how they, how they work, and then how Yoto's trying to fix it. Um, I think they're kind of sort of trying to do their best. I would love it if they just um, gave me like, I don't know, a refund so I could go buy another one of the big ones. But that's going to cost them a lot of money, I guess. But that would, I think, be an awesome one, because the other one, the large one, is really cool and doesn't seem to have this problem. So um, I know you couldn't like trade this in directly, but if it's broken, maybe like $50 or 30, or I think they were giving a $20 thing. How much is the big one? Let's have a look. By Yoto. 99. Okay. 99. All right. Give me $40 towards one of these, or a voucher. Like, maybe I can only buy this, but it's a $40 voucher towards this. Now we're maybe talking. Um, that would be actually cool because I can replace and feel better about the one that I've got. I think that would have been, in my opinion, an awesome way to do it. But what do I know? Anyway, that's what we've got. I will say, I'll end by saying I do like this product. Our kids love this thing. Um, so it's a great product. I think it's unfortunate what's happened here. Um, I'm sure that they didn't think it was going to happen, or they wanted it to happen. But I do really like this product. My kids love it. We've got so much invested in this thing now with all the cards we have and everything. So it's unfortunate. I know a little bit about electronics, so I want to go and dig into it a little bit more. But I certainly, I'm not going to stop using the other one, or even stop using their products. So I think it's a pretty unique thing that they've got going on here. Um, but it's just a little bit of egg on their face right now, I think, with this whole thing, and I don't envy them. But that's where we're at, and yeah, let's leave it at that. And maybe I may do a battery install video, or not. Maybe not. But first, got to find a battery that I believe is better than the one that they have, which that could be its own thing. All right. Good night, everyone. That's all I got. Uh, Comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think and about the Yoto thing, even. Um, and yeah, hopefully you found this video useful. Comment, like, subscribe, all the things that they say.